What is going on, guys? MG2005 Gundam here, and today I'm going to be unboxing the high-grade Core Gundam G3 colors and V2 unit, basically the Veetwo Gundam. So yeah, this thing is released today, and yeah, I really like the box art, but not as much as the Mars for it, because this is just anticlimactic as all hell. Well, and yeah, the G3 colors Core Gundam is basically a reference to the third Gundam, and seeing it in this color scheme on the box art in kind of like an anime style drawing, it's actually kind of refreshing, because all we saw is basically this color scheme of the Core Gundam being equipped with the other packs. So it's kind of refreshing to see this color scheme represented in anime quality. But you guys may say that, oh, the box art is kinda lackluster compared to the others, but yeah, it's a more refreshing kind of image to see the Core Gundam in a different color scheme, because all we saw is the G3 colors and the real type colors in flashbacks in the anime. But whatever, let's get into it. So you could actually just, yeah, it's the same generic stuff, the planet system, all that kind of stuff, and of course you can combine the V2 weapons and the Core Gundam, the original Core Gundam that came with the Earth 3, with all this equipment, because it's the same damn thing. And of course you could customize to your heart's content. The Mars fur is going to be released next week as of this recording, so I'm definitely looking forward to that, because the Mars fur is my favorite form of the Core Gundam, of the planet system, whatever you want to call it. So this basically is the blurb, all that kind of stuff, the introduction of the Build Divers Re-Rise. It's missing his RRP as usual. I don't know how long that has been a trend now. I think it's almost a year, because the Shining Break released around this time of year last year. So the Shining Break started to lose its RRP, but yeah, I don't know, whatever, I don't care. It cost me 98 Hong Kong dollars, which is relatively cheap. Same as the Core Gundam. No, same as the Core Gundam. Same as the Earth 3 Gundam. So yeah, it's definitely worth the bang. It's definitely a bang for your buck, if I may say so myself. So here we have the planet system plate, A plate. Yeah, it's actually labeled planet system over here, and that's why I couldn't recognize the text, because none of the kanji that I'm used to is actually labeled there. Yeah, and I'm sorry, the setup's a bit sloppy, but I don't care. I'm really tired. I can't be asked to move my monitor around. But anyways, the teal over here, the teal color scheme, and also the kind of purple over here, it does look nice. And also they did switch out the Earth 3 Gundam's V-fin into the scope of the V2 Gundam. So definitely they are putting a lot more work into the Core Gundam and all of its forms, more than other kits. So I'm appreciating of that, but at the same time I'm not, because why so arbitrarily the Core Gundam? But whatever. This is basically from the original Core Gundam, so I'm not going to speak about that. The B2 plate is basically all the new parts that came for the V2. So the new shoulder plates, I think these are the new legs. No, new legs, new feet, I don't know. It's probably the feet. And of course we have the missile launchers over here. And then the C plate is basically for the Core Gundam. Same damn thing. Of course we have the spray gun, but this time it's kind of like an IO frame, sheet and frames color, so the IO frame colors. So yeah, as you guys may anticipate, the Venus weapons will not look good on the core spray gun of this version, but yeah, you can mix and match around, or just paint it, straight up paint it. And then the D plate is also labeled planet system, and good old Bandai providing us an extension again, like the good old days of Gundam Age, for the feet and the missile launchers. And then we have IO frame sheet and polycaps, literally, because it is the same sheet and color. And then we have green beams this time, the green flat beams. I thought it was yellow, probably I was colorblind, I don't know, colorblind for a short period. But then yeah, the green beams, we have green flat beams this time. I have never seen this style of beam being molded in this shade of green, but this shade we know it for appearing for the Gundam Wing kits. And then of course we have relatively small sticker sheet, sensors and other kinds of sensors, the core spray gun sensor, and of course the camera for the forehead of the V2. Move this junk out of the way, and then assembly instructions, I don't care about those. And then the instruction manual over here It uses the original, like, the RX-78-2 color scheme of the core Gundam combined with the armor packs, because that was what was released. That's why I say it is kind of refreshing to see it in kind of like an anime style. But yeah, it is also relatively refreshing because this thing actually has warm colors, while this does not. Okay, so we had the blurbs. Why Maggie over here? Why bring up Maggie so arbitrarily from the core Gundam? The V2, what? The V2 instruction manual. I'm actually reading this stuff. It is said that Maggie himself takes on secret requests. Well, that's what he's doing with May. And towards the back, but the core Gundam. This is basically just talking about the colors. Basically, it is the G3 Gundam, honestly. And then, well, the hand missile pod over here. We do have, okay, finally, names. And then the planet system over here. So Venus armor, I called it. This is called the hover unit. The beam cannon, it's just a straight up beam cannon. It has a more more detailed name in the anime. It's like a high caliber machine cannon. Not machine cannon, but just a high caliber beam cannon or something like that. Of course, this thing is called the missile pod. Of course, this thing is called the gigantic beam bazooka. Of course. But then we just dive into this. Basically everything we saw before, and then the instructions order is going to be the core Gundam first. Obviously, I'm not going to be doing that immediately. Actually, I'm not going to be streaming the build of this thing because it's actually going to be the same. And we have the V2 unit, which is basically the Venus armor, and then docking. We know all of this stuff. And then the weapons, and then the Venus armor. So yeah, it's nothing really that different. And I got it. It's over the legs, right? Stand, and then the docking is basically everything we've seen before. So I am looking forward to this thing. So yeah, it's just basically a new color scheme for the core Gundam and new armor, but teal. When have we ever seen something use so much teal in their body? But anyways, this is just going to be a short review for the V2 Gundam. So yeah, definitely looking forward to this thing. Definitely looking forward to finishing it and have it stand up against the R3 Gundam, because R3 is just generic. This thing is firepower. Marsford, on the other hand, is melee. So I'm looking forward to that thing coming out. But then here we have the V2 to supplement the gap between us and the Marsford. So that's it for me. I'll see you all in the review. Peace.